Hi guys. Again, here I am, Tiffany Robinson, and I once was a very grateful, as I called it, a junkie. And I apologize to anybody that I guess would take offense to that, because I myself, I don't know, I guess it got everybody's attention, and that's exactly what I wanted it to do. That's the whole reason why I used the word junkie, because I knew if somebody would hear that and somebody would see that it would grab their attention. So, yes, I am the one that, I guess, used that word and came out with it. And you know, I don't want it to define who I am, because I'm no longer that junkie. I am a daughter of God, and that's what I've been missing this whole time. And it's no longer just words put together to make my day go by better. And people don't just believe just to give them something to do. Like, it's actually a real thing. Like, and I was one of those ones that doubted it and doubted him, and I did fake it to make it for a really long time, and that's not how we get through the things that we need the most strength to, I guess. I lived with the devil 24/7 for the last 10 years of my life. He was my best friend, so I thought. You know, I thought he cared for me, and I thought that he'd always be there for me, and I thought, I don't know what I thought, really. I honestly wasn't thinking, evidently, because I was hurting anybody that had anything to do with me. I made sure that they didn't get close enough to me, and I took them for everything that they had. So, I mean, no, I wasn't a good person at all, and I'm definitely not going to be the last, but I'm going to use everything I can and everything that I know and everything that I've been through to make sure that somebody doesn't have to go through the hell that I went through. And if that means sharing every video I make, if it means having to be like the guy on the corner that has the bell that is ringing it, like, and getting everybody's attention, then that's going to be me. Because people need to know this, and people need to see it, and people need to see that you can grow from it, and it doesn't have to take your character, it doesn't have to take everything from you. You know, just because we try and we get hurt and we get lied to, and, you know, I guess I haven't been on the other side of it. I've always been the one to do it to people, and so, no, I guess I can't really talk about what we've done to other people and what it feels like to be lied to and cheated and robbed, and, you know, so, you know, I apologize to all the people that I have hurt, and that you know, it wasn't right. And, I mean, not only do I apologize to all my family for being an embarrassment, but there's only one thing we can do, and it's to move on. And we've been through everything. We've been through the hurt. We've been through the suffering. We've been through everything imaginable that can come out of addiction, period. And it isn't worth the pain. None of it is worth the pain that we make happen. Those guys that raped me when I was 16, I guarantee you that they haven't probably thought of me a day in their life after they've done that. And here, all this time, I have been living through hell because I felt like I was ugly. I felt like I was ashamed of who I was. I was ashamed that I let that happen to me. So, you know, I had to accept it and I had to forgive them, even though I didn't want to, because they were controlling my happiness. They were controlling, and I don't even want to blame it all on that, because, you know, there was part of me, yes, it made me who I was. It made me not know what to do in that situation, and that's why I want to do what I'm doing, because if I can stop a girl that has been through that or gets in that situation to where she does leave that party and she doesn't ride home with guys that are older, and that guys period that she thinks are going to help her, if I can just help her not have to go through that situation, then maybe she'll just think differently and not go there, and it will help not have them go through all the hell that I've put everybody that it's like a domino effect, and it's not just us that we hurt, and it's not just our children that we hurt, and it's not just our parents that we hurt. It's everybody that has given a damn about whether we live or die. Like, it's those people that have throughout our lives gave us something, even if it was just a portion of our life. If it was just a portion of our life, and they helped shape who we are, you know. It's those people that have been affected as well. And I don't know, I guess I'm just making this video because I went on the one that went viral, and I went through the comments, and so I have added a bunch of you that was from all them comments on my first video about being a junkie. And like, the more I think about it, junkie is a very offensive word, and it's a very ugly word, and I was using it so freely, and there just, in all those videos that I made, there was just something missing about me. There was something that you can tell that I was still, I didn't get it all the way. There was still something in me that was still, I guess, missing what I was supposed to be learning at the time. I've always said that something big is going to happen out of this, and I've always said that I'm going to change the world, and I've always said that I'm going to be a mentor, whether it be to women that are fighting this battle, whether it be to any addicts out there. I don't do meetings, and maybe I should, and right now, my faith is what is important to me. It took me so long to get to this point, and jail is not always a bad thing. I have talked about this before, but on the 22nd, I had just recently got out of jail. Yes, I fell. I slipped, and I relapsed, and it wasn't just a lapse. I continued to use for a while, thinking that I was hiding it and that nobody knew what I was doing again. In all reality, that's the sickness of our minds at the time. We think nobody can tell. We think we hide it so good, and we don't at all. So, through me going back, it just got worse. And every time I relapsed, it did. My life got worse. My situations got worse that I went into, that I walked right into. This last time, I overdosed for the first time. And when I overdosed, the people, my so-called friends, took me to our town, our closest town, and threw me on the sidewalk. And yeah, they took my dope, which I'm very grateful that they did. And oh great, Hold on a second. Sorry. Okay. It's gonna drive me crazy now. Sorry, guys. So yeah, my so-called friends left me, and it took 5 things in Arcane to bring me back. And I'm just glad that they didn't stop at 3. And so while I'm in this big destruction of, killing everything that I was making, everything, all of the followers that I had that was rooting for me, all the messages, all the people that were worried about me, throughout all of that, I still ended up, there was something that I needed to go through, there was something that I still needed to learn, and I did. I ended up, I had 2 tickets for my turn signal, and I had child support, and I had 3 failure to appears. So I had 4 warrants out of the county I live in. I had a warrant out of another county. And I was tired of looking over my shoulder. I was tired. Hi, Jane. I was just tired. Sorry, it's like, I can tell it's slow, but whatever. But yeah, so I was tired of looking over my shoulder. I was tired of thinking that I was going to get caught and it was going to be like, surprise, you're going to jail type thing. So, I ended up turning myself in on November 6th and not thinking I was going to get that much time. I ended up doing 30 days for all of that, and they ended up dropping all of my charges down to attempted trafficking. And then my charges in Delaware was for the needle that was still in my pocket after I had overdosed. So I did 6 days in the county I'm from for that, and another 10, so I got 16 altogether for that charge. So, not only did my life get a little worse this go round of relapsing, I got more on my record now, and I guess it was meant to happen because I'm glad that I went to jail. I'm glad I was able to thank God every day that I was in there, that I could find who I was. I found God, and I know I found Him before, but this time I could really understand why people do what they do, and why people pray, and why people go to church and believe something so good. Because after all the hell that we've been through, it doesn't hurt anybody to believe in something that great. And I don't have to worry today. I don't have to, yes, I'm starting over from nothing, I am. No, I don't have a job. I live with my mom. I don't have a car because I've lost my license because, of course, while I was back in my destruction, I was driving and I got caught 3 times driving under suspension. So it's just like it piles up, and none of it is worth it, but it was for me. Like, that is exactly what I needed. Like, I say that it was like my last step I needed to being a drug addict, and it was. That was the one thing I never done, was to have to go to jail and know that experience and what it was like. And being there, I got to talk to people that were waiting to be sentenced. Seems so now. People that were facing like 7, 8 years. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. Okay. And sorry, I forget what I was talking about. Um, Somebody remind me. Um, Everything we've gone through, right? Oh, the people, like, the girls that were facing years for breaking and entering. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone, people. Sorry, don't leave me alone, but. Okay, sorry. Um, but that could be me. I could have done something to somebody and got 8 years flat in prison, and there's still people every day facing charges and facing all those years that they're missing out on their kids because of being high and being in those situations. Like, why not? Oh my gosh, it's driving me crazy, guys. I'm so sorry. But why not use it to. I know people say that we have to experience things for ourselves, and people say that they're not going to learn unless they experience it for themselves. But why not be able to talk about it so if they do happen to experience it, they can think about the situation they're in and maybe do something different so they don't have to go through the hell that all of us as addicts go through. And it's not, I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I've done a lot of things for money that I'm not proud of. I've done anything and everything, you name it. And I can face it today and I can smile and I can say, that's not me today. And so, I guess you can't live in the past and you can't let other people be responsible for the way you live your life. Things that you have to pay every day. Every day you get reminded of all the bad things that you've done. You get reminded of, oh my gosh, sorry. Yes, I hear you. And it's not the message I'm talking about. So guys, somebody texting me and he's making me really mad. Okay. Um yes, we're reminded um daily because we end up getting honest, believe it or not. Just listen to what I say. Don't watch me because this is driving me crazy and pissing me off. Excuse my language, but I'll just turn my head to talk. But we have to think about every wrong that we've done, every person that we've hurt, and there's some things that I don't remember because Xanax was a kryptonite of mine. It is a very huge kryptonite, and I think just because that I get it prescribed by a doctor, that makes it okay for me to use it. And it it's not. And there's that's the reason why I ended up overdosing, because I was on a bunch of Xanax and I did dope, and that's like the biggest cocktail that you do not want to use together. And just like with everybody, we don't remember when you're on Xanax, so you honestly do not, and it doesn't justify it, doesn't make anything okay that we were on something when we did something horrible. But today, I can't apologize for everything I've done. And if you hate me for that reason, if you hate me for something I've done, I'm sorry. That's the one thing that I learned while I was in jail. How bad that people get judged on everything that they do. Every every action possible that you can think of, you get judged on it. And especially when you're in jail and you have nothing else to do except watch what people do and listen to what people say and how they say it and how they laugh and the way they do things. I mean, that's all there. And I guess that's just, it's life. It's like human for some reason, you know? Gotta pick everything back that somebody does instead of complimenting them on what good they've done. You know, and it's hard for just people ourselves looking at things that we've done and picking out the good that's in us, you know? And that's what's so great about God. And when you do have worry and you lose that trust and you lose all that, that's still the devil, like, tugging at you, because he doesn't want you to believe that there's something that good out there. He doesn't want you to believe that if you believe in something so good that you can actually get through life without being hurt. You can get through life without worrying and trouble, and it all makes sense. We make life harder than it has to be, and it's not just for addicts either, it's everybody. And that's just the craziness of sin and the devil. I lived with him and me for years, and that's the only thing that I can say today that God is making me see is, you know, and that's helping me pass this on to other people to feel this way. Like, it is the most amazing feeling ever to have some kind of peace and contentment in life, because it always seemed like it was so out of whack, and all I needed to do was believe. You know, I didn't know how to pray, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know good things, and I couldn't understand why good things were happening to me, even though I was doing, you know, I thought I was doing good things, and I wasn't. I mean, it goes down to the littlest things you can think of for the good things to happen. I mean, they really do. To a piece of trash, to, like I've said, like, little things matter, and I don't know. Oh. Hi guys, sorry. Thank you. I totally haven't even had my comments on. I had them on for a minute and somehow I just took them off. So now they're back on. So sorry guys. Yeah. In a minute. In a minute. Okay. So, just, I guess, change how you look at life. That's all I do. I change of how that I've looked at life all this time, you know? All the bad, all the wrong, all the hate, all the sad, like, it all says it itself. Like, I mean, it's a common sense that we make harder. I mean, in all honesty, that's what it ends up being. And it feels good not to live like that today. And I can say that with every ounce in my body. I've never been this sure of anything in my life. That God is working through me, and we're going to change the world, and finding those believers that are still sick, that are still suffering, and that are still down. Because if we don't get down and if we come out of those gates of hell It makes us bigger, it makes us better, and it makes us badass. Excuse my language, but it is. I mean, if you can say that you've walked through hell and you still have a smile on your face, then I will. That is mad respect. That is awesome. I mean, and to be able to fall when people think that you're going to stay down and that everything that you're facing is going to go wrong, when you can still smile about it and still continue to keep going forward, that's where it is. That's where it's at. And that's where it freaking, that's God, you know? It's like, you know, these people are his best soldiers. And that's the most truthful statement that I ever heard. It's, the person that falls is stronger than the person that's never fallen, you know? And I totally agree, you know? So those people that you judge, that do things wrong, that hurt people, you know? Just don't fall into what they do and how they do things. Just look at it differently, you know? If somebody's mean to you, like smile, like maybe they're just having a bad day, and you know, sometimes you need to look at it from their point of view, and that's what makes us good people, you know. Just because the devil's working wrong in somebody else's life doesn't mean that just because you could smile to them might change their whole perspective, and that's how I live life today. It feels good to be able to not fall in that sickness still. It feels good to not keep living in hell and getting sucked in by drama. It doesn't, you know, talking about people, being judgmental. You know, we can help each other, and the only way this world is going to survive is if we all stick together. So let the devil come and try to break us, because I'll give him a run for his money. So, thank you guys for watching me. I hope it helped. I know it helped somebody. But just think about that next time you have a bad day. So, alright guys, I gotta get off here. My mom needs my phone. But have a good day, guys. Bye. Maybe.